Well, hello there and welcome to the wonderful Istanbul, home to 16.5 million people. And for this weekend, the Champions League Women's Final Four, it's reached its final day. And the hosts, VakifBank Istanbul, making their way into the arena just some time ago. This is the bronze medal match. The two teams that unfortunately just fell short yesterday have to battle it out to make sure they leave here with some hardware. For VakifBank, it wasn't their best performance of the season. They got down 3-0 from the impressive Scandici. Well, the American Alexandra Franti was off the bench yesterday, did a fine job coming in with some aggression, and it was just lacking a little bit for VakifBank. Kira van Rijk on the right-hand side had been suffering with bronchitis during this build-up week to the Champions League Final Four. Katerina Pazzetti getting ready to go into battle. For some of these players, this will be the last time they do battle for their clubs this season before going into the international season and then potentially moving on next season as well. But VakifBank looking to bounce back and just show a little bit more fight maybe than what we saw yesterday. It is a young VakifBank side though. Well, Milano made their way in, last year's finalists, the team that took second place in the Italian league. They lost for the 16th time in succession to Amoco yesterday. They battled hard. There was some very, very good performances. Helena Kazout from France, the French captain, doing a great job on the outside yesterday, but they did fall short in the end. Amoco are an all-star side this year, and that's why they've only been beaten once in the Italian league. Milano with Paolo Agona on the left-hand side, looking to win their second consecutive medal. Both teams wanting to end on a high and take the bronze medal away here in the Champions League Final Four. Agonu taking some time on her phone. Was a little bit hot and cold yesterday. She's had Champions League finals where she scored 40 at 39 points for Amoco and for VakifBank as well. But it's a final look at the game plans for Milano before they made their way into the hall. Laura Hammond didn't play yesterday, but she has been a big part of this side during the Champions League campaign. But they do have a strong side. Alina Pietrini has had a challenging season on the sidelines. Dauderop and Silla both in their own zone before coming out and doing what they do best. Well, these two teams have met 8 times before in the CV Champions League. This is a rematch of the pool stages as well, with both teams winning one match. Their home match earlier on in the season. Alessia Oro on the right-hand side, Zaragones on the left. The crowd are making their way in to watch their beloved VakifBank Istanbul for one last time this season before there's a short break and the international season commences for VakifBank. They are the most successful team in Champions League women's history, and they're getting welcomed in some Amoco fans as well. For VakifBank, this is their 3rd bronze medal match ever. Remember, we haven't had a bronze medal match in the Champions League. We haven't had a Final Four since 2018. I have to say, it's absolutely tremendous to have the Final Four back. Yesterday was VakifBank's just 3rd loss of the campaign. Milano only having lost the one, but Milano have played more matches this season, having lost out in the pool by just one set. And the difference in having to go the long way through the playoff 6. But at the same time, VakifBank solidly through with a win in a golden set against Fenerbahce to make it to this final 4. Scandici take on Emoko Conegliano later on today. Scandici here for the first time ever. It's a huge day for Scandici. Emoko looking to go back-to-back and win this competition for a 3rd time. Well, it's Vero Volley Milano up against VakifBank Istanbul for the bronze medal in the Champions League for 2025. Both teams looking to bounce back after losses yesterday. Only one team can leave with a medal. The other team will be going home empty-handed. And somebody who was superb yesterday, Helena Kazut, well, before yesterday, only started 3 times. She had her 4th Champions League start and scored 18 points yesterday. Kazut, she was absolutely superb. And there should be no Elena Petrini. She hasn't played much this season, the Italian international. Miriam Silla and Nika Dauderop also on the outside. They were rotated yesterday. Ludovica Guidi also available, but Anna Schmeck and Paola Ogonu are the 2 options on the right-hand side. Ogonu obviously won this competition already 3 times. Konstantino, the Greek setter, somebody who will come on for Alessio Oro, but Oro will start probably with Ogonu opposite unless there's some change that we are unaware of as well. Kazut should start on the outside, but for Marina Markova, 2 meters tall, absolutely flying out there. Didn't get off to a good start yesterday, nor did Kira van Rijk. So they'll be wanting to put that right today. Really, both new experiences playing in the Champions League Final 4. But Franti came off the bench. Bazzetti started on the outside, and so did Markova. Xinyan started in the middle yesterday with Jeragunes, the Chinese best middle blocker, superb attacking-wise. Kira van Rijk the opposite, but yesterday Guidetti did have to go to Markova playing on that right side and just change it around slightly. Cansu Özbey will start as the setter, you'd think. Celia Chalistan has been doing quite a lot of setting in the Champions League this year, purely for the reason that Cansu Özbey did hurt herself in the Olympics and missed the first couple of months of the season. Paola Ogonu needs no introduction in the world of volleyball. That's for sure. 47 awards, MVP at the Olympic Games for an Italian team that won the lot, and rightfully so. Kira van Rijk will be her opposite number. Both teams go-to players on the right side. That's why we're having a comparison between them. And 83% efficiency, 4 titles to none. Superb for Ogonu. And obviously, she would have liked to be the first player to win titles with 4 different sides, but that's not going to be it this year. The Milano side, who still have quite a few remainers from last year, Alessia Oro being one of them, the captain. She's been here for some time now, since 2020. Chancellor Osby will be starting as the setter on the VakifBank side of the net, and that's why we are comparing those two as well. 8 titles to 3. More blocks and more aces from Oro, who served very well off the bench yesterday. She was the reason why, in my opinion, Milano took that set off of Emoko Volley. And Anna Danesi, the best middle blocker in the Olympics, and for me, the best middle blocker yesterday overall. She had 11 points. Not many middle blockers got into double figures, and 5 blocks yesterday. On the other hand, you feel that Jeragunes did struggle a little bit yesterday. 5 points, 4 of them were blocks, and she was 1 from 8 offensively. So Danesi certainly had the better game yesterday from Gunesh, but have a look at those stats. sort of flips the other way when it looks, when we look back at careers. Denise, a two-time Serie A winner, TV Cup winner with Sponzo's side. Oro and Herman also in that side that year as well. Crowd starting to come in here. Will it be those two starting on the wing? We'll have to wait and see. You'd think so. Dauderop, the Dutch outside in front of Kazoot, had her best passing game yesterday of this Champions League season. Thought she passed absolutely superbly, and the stats back that up. 83% positive stats, and that's where VakifBank really struggled. And we're going to look at Kazoot versus Markova, as Helena Kazoot 61% efficiency, Markova 88. And that was her first Turkish League title this year with VakifBank. She was formerly with Novara in Italy, but Markova certainly a lot higher than Kazoot. But yesterday, Kazoot was absolutely tremendous. A couple of errors offensively, but all in all, 18 points. The French captain, who won the Challenger Cup for France. They beat Sweden and Isabel Hack on that day. Couldn't be there yesterday, but following in the footsteps of Lucille Duquel, who's been around Champions League finals for some time. Can the likes of Markova, Van Rijk and co dust themselves off after yesterday? Because you could see in the first 10 minutes that they weren't really there. A couple of passing errors, a couple of hitting errors, and the first set just flew past VakifBank. It really did. Miriam Silla didn't start yesterday. That was maybe one of the big surprises of, well, Lavarini showing his hand as coach, as we know that Silla was looking for her 5th Champions League final, but she had 9 starts and only 1 substitute appearance. That was her 2nd substitute appearance yesterday coming off the bench, but it was a wise decision because Ult played absolutely brilliantly. Some serving and passing to finish off our warm-up here. This would be Agonu's first time winning a bronze medal, as she's finished 3rd on 3 occasions where there's no bronze medal, but also think about it, she was looking to compete in her 6th consecutive final this week. There is French libero Jelin. Be interesting to see if she gets a run out today, because she's been favoured, Juliette Jelin. The picture's not on her anymore, but she was libero for every game apart from the loss here in Istanbul to VakifBank. But yesterday, credit where credit's due, Satomi Fukudomi came in and did a brilliant job, I thought. There is Stefano Lavarini, who will be disappointed because he's been eliminated in all 4 of his semi-finals that he's played in, but he's looking to win the bronze medal for the very first time. So he won the league in Turkey against this man, Giovanni Guidetti. He's won the Champions League 6 times, runners-up 3 times, and he's looking for another bronze medal. He was very calm yesterday. I spoke to him when they were getting onto the bus, and he said they're a young team. He was confident that the time would come, and he just had to build it a little bit more, you got the feeling. But yesterday, there's nothing he could really do. The fight had gone, and if it was fight or flight, first time we have the courtside seat. Somebody's got a lot of experience. Only got served twice yesterday, but she's a Champions League best digger, best libero in 22 and 23 as well, eye catch. And players have left the building. Time to meet our teams for the CV Champions League bronze medal match for 2025. Alessia Oro, the captain, missed the loss to VakifBank in the Champions League group stage. The Olympic gold medal, the Italian general makes her way into the arena first, 26 years of age. Satumi Fukudomi, formerly of Denso Airbees, brilliant yesterday, part of Japan's VNL silver medal team. Helena Kazut, the French captain, looking for her second Champions League medal, having been part of the squad to win silver last season. Well, Ludovica Guidi didn't play yesterday, might get the nod, having won the Challenge Cup with Navarra. Juliette Gelin, French libero, best French libero in the league twice in a row. Hopefully we'll get onto the court a little bit today. She's been great in this Champions League season. Laura Herman, best scorer in the Turkish league in 2023, part of the team that took the silver last year, and a two-time runner-up. Alina Pietrini has had a very quiet season for a European champion, best outside hitter in a VNL. Anna Denese, superb yesterday. Former Amoko middles, never won the Champions League, but looking for a third medal today. Naprini Constantino, the Greek international setter signed from AEK Athens. Somebody had a quiet game yesterday for someone who's had a very good season. Helena Kurdic didn't really contribute offensively, and only one block from her, but she's 20 from Serbia, and she's an incredible talent. And you think that she would bounce back today. 27 medals already for her. Anna Schmeck, we've already spoken about, the Canadian that joined in January, 2 meters, 7 centimeters tall. And that will certainly help the offensive work of Milano, as will Miriam Silla. Will she start today? Looking for a 10th start in the Champions League. A lot of experience now at 30 years old. 1 gold medal with Amoko in 2021. But not as many as 3 golds of Gonu, 2 silvers. She's looking to bounce back from yesterday. Nika Dalderon, 1 win, 1 silver, 9 starts this season in the Champions League. The Dutch outside who passed incredibly well yesterday. You can hear the fans her in. Zara Gunesh is a big name out here, and she leads this side. Part of Turkey's Euro Volley winning team, a 3-time Champions League winner. Been at Vakif since 2017, sorry. I catch best libero in 22 and 23. Great off the bench yesterday. Sandra Franti, we might see a little bit more of her today, 29 years of age. Woman of Castle Maggiore in Italy. Jansu Erzbai will always get a big reception. She's played in 5 finals. A 2-time Champions League winner, the left-handed setter. Fantastic talent, that's for sure. Hilda Gerget, didn't see her yesterday. And Kira Van Rijk gets a huge reception here. The Canadian opposite, best scorer in Turkey 2 seasons before this. VNL best server as well. Couldn't quite get that serve cooking yesterday, but hopefully with VakifBank she will today. As Caterina Possessi, part of a famous volleyballing family. Her sister, an Italian international. She's now an Olympic gold medal winning outside hitter for Italy, and she'll be playing against a lot of her teammates today. Sida Kalishkan, 27 years of age, part of the Champions League squad that won gold in 2013. A long time ago. Jen Xinyu, gold medalist in the 2016 Olympics for China, 28 years of age, 2 meters, 3 centimeters. Started 8 matches this season in the Champions League. Denise Yuang, just the 1 star for her. And Alin Ajar is statistically the best libero in the Champions League this season, although she's been seeing a lot of the court at the moment. Daria Jevijulu, best scorer at the World Under-21 Championship in 2021. That was against Marina Lubian and Italy at the time. She's back after a 2nd stint in Japan. Came off the bench yesterday. Bahar Akbay. And then finally, Marina Markova. Who needs to bounce back after yesterday's performance as well. It was tough for them. She struggled with the pass, that's for sure. Markova just passed 29% from 17 receptions. The Champions League anthem. Well, both teams won their home matches against each other in this season's group stage. 3-0 in Istanbul to the Yellows, 3-1 in Milan to the Pinks. Agnieszka Michalik, the first referee. Bernard Valentar, the second referee for today's bronze medal match. So will there be changes in the lineups? A last exchange. Lavarini and Guidetti, 2 great men in this sport who obviously have an insane amount of respect for each other. Interesting just to see the body language of VakifBank before heading out as we meet the first six. Oro Özbey, no surprise, Kazuk does get the nod again. Franti does come in today, so there is going to be at least one change. Gunesh, Tanesi, no difference there. Agonu, Van Rijk, the two opposites, no surprise there. Markova and Daudarov also playing, so it looks like Bazzetti's out. Gentiou is also in as well, so Katerina Bazzetti looks like she will jump to the bench. But we'll find out. For Milano, doesn't look like there's much to change about what Lavarini saw yesterday. Agonu is in, Kazuk is in, Danesi, Oro, Kurtajic, and Nika Daudarov. So there's still no Miriam Silla in the first seven. Same team as yesterday for Milano, looking to bounce back. Franti gets the nod today, and deservedly so after the energy she brought off the bench. Played in Poland, played in Italy. It's just the third Champions League start of the season. Van Rijk, hopefully she's managed to have another evening of recovery from bronchitis that she's been struggling with this weekend. Gentiou is next in, six-time best middle blocker in the Chinese league. Jerry Gunesh would probably like to be a little bit more effective in the attacking phase of things, where Marina Markova would like to be a little bit more consistent in the pass today. Eye catch is the libero once again. Didn't have much to do yesterday, but when she did, it wasn't quite where she would want it to be. It's 2 receives at 45%. The ball was kept away from Stefano Lavarini. Still no Champions League final for that man, but let's see. Giovanni Guidetti, it wouldn't be a Champions League Final Four without him, would it? Showman, full of charisma, character, class. Sheila Chalistan that just goes and gives a hug to Van Rijk beforehand, which is nice to see. Chalistan's been such a big player for VakifBank this season. Just won her first Turkish league for 10 years. She was part of the team that won in 2013 as Nazat Erkolu Maha Tuksay Guidetti. Yes, Mrs. Guidetti was playing in that team as well. So it looks like Franti starts opposites. But we are underway in the CV Champions League bronze medal matchup. It's Vero Volley Milano on the left of your screen in the pink, and on the right-hand side, it's VakifBank Istanbul. And the start will be incredibly key here. Sorry, that's my mistake. It's Franti starting on the outside. Markova. Well, that's the start that Markova would have wanted after yesterday. It wasn't the start that VakifBank had yesterday, but look at the levers on Markova, serving the front court receiver inside, trying to really take Franti out the offense, but the pipe is open with the good pass. They are very much there today. And it's passing issues for Daudarov, and they went after Daudarov in the pool stage game heavily, VakifBank, and it worked. Daudarov did pass beautifully yesterday, though. In system, quick, and Gunesh, who only put one ball on the floor yesterday, is off to a good start as well. Hello, VakifBank. Welcome back. Using the pipe, using the middle early. That's going to hold the middle a little bit more. They're going to go after Daudarov again. Yes, they are. That's exactly how they won at home earlier on, but Danesi is on the money again. Fast work with Oro. Apologies, but Danesi against the Moko yesterday was colossal. Seems open. Somebody who served nicely as well. As we said, just their second season here. Won 6 awards in France before joining this Milano side. 49% yesterday offensively and 55% in the pass. She was targeted a lot. 39 balls yesterday, but at the moment Dowderop is getting all the ball, and for the first time Agonu can get into the game, but the defense is really heavily stacked into that angle, and that will be one for Agonu already, who, I have to say, in the last Final Fours, the last couple of years, it hasn't quite been as prominent as she had been previously, but we know what Agonu brings, and we know that she is potentially one of, if not the best to do it on that right side, and her Champions League victories and Olympic gold medal will certainly give her an even stronger argument to be in that conversation. One off the net band, bit of DIY, Genshiyu. Just a little dolly dropper over the top. And maybe Lavarini won't be too happy, but Eddie will be. More middle work. Kadzic still struggling to put the ball away offensively like we saw yesterday, but in the blocking department coming into this Final Four, she was a top blocker in the Champions League. Franti is there. Markova stays high, and if she does stay high, she will get a lot of love in this game. Height is a trump card. The higher you are, the more angles you can hit. And in this situation, you can just give it to her and she can swing high and get the rub of the green. Guidetti, he's a happy man again. Although he was pretty happy leaving the stadium yesterday. And why not? Or Agonu looking for that Agonu angle that only Agonu can hit. And nobody's whinging about that one. What do you do here? You can't block that angle because you're going to leave too many easy outs. Get 3 up on the block, it's still probably going to beat the 3 for the third blocker. Agonu hasn't got that serve functioning yet. Pass slightly straight for the first time. Zud's been targeted. The service pressure on Dowderop, but the good news is for Milano that the fact she's not been served Dowderop just means that she can free up and go to the outside and put the ball away. Interesting because Guidetti, previous press, especially when Dowderop's on the front court, that's when she's really going after her. Fast, Genshin is very effective on that slide attack, and she just hits back through the seam over the shoulder, crossbody. It's a great setting from Jansu Erzma, it really is. Just understanding where the hitter is to run that back attack. It's obviously very variable considering where she gets the ball from, but... Oh, more middles, Kurtajic still struggling to score, tries to go wrist away, but in the way is Sarah Gunesh, who's got off to a very bright start here. Ball's in a good spot, forced to position 4 though. Oro again, loves going on 2. And Oro does what she did yesterday, and that's just sense the situation. That ball set up perfectly. Always in front of her. Kurtajic just been blocked out. Seragunes sees it coming, but she's already just fronting up Kurtajic. So there's a big gap open. Chuck to the outside, off the hands. Kurtajic playing defense. Lavarini's got his arms out for a big hug. Agonu goes high through the block this time. And that's what they need from Agonu, is just that constant outlet that they can throw the ball to. We know that she's had phenomenal success in her career, but this team really does, and its success really does revolve around her. Chance to Özbay. A little bit of flair with the left hand. That is one benefit of having a left-handed setter, that when that ball is just firing onto the net pretty fast, she can go to work on the second touch. Through the hands, high from Agonu. She has started on flames. Might have only been in the 30% for spiking efficiency yesterday, but today, yeah, she's cooking. High to the outside, the service pressure good from Milano. And Franti, she did this yesterday coming off of the bench, just provided a real good, stable outside option. I mean, if you look at the errors from VakifBank yesterday, I think they made 15 spiking errors, where Scandici only made 7. Franti certainly coming in, bringing some energy, but also bringing that consistency that they need. As we said, that's only her 3rd start of the Champions League season. That is a miss-serve, just as we're talking about her consistency. Right on cue. NCAA champ from Penn State with Misha Hancock and Hayley Washington. Both of those never winning a Champions League title, though. Wild. Just shows you just can't give these Champions League titles away. They've got to be earned. And some of the best players of this generation still haven't won a Champions League. Chance was by. What a set that is. Franti flying through the pipe, but the defense is exceptional. And no wonder Kazud's celebrating like she scored it. Bish, bash, bosh, Milano in transition. Absolutely insane. High tip. It's Dowderop that goes to floor. But it was the second defense that was excellent from Kazud as well. And now the French captain unloads. Buffet. And the passing issues for VakifBank are back again. And Guidetti looks at his shoes. As all the good early work's been undone. Yes, VakifBank look a little bit stronger than they did yesterday. Guidetti even said himself at points he didn't realise that this team would make it this far either. Oh, chicken. What a swing from Markova. Good luck digging that one, Nika Dowderop. You were not expected to. That is too good. Pass off of the net as well, so hitting angles usually very tough when the pass is off the net, but when you're 2 meters tall and you get up to like 3.5, you can still find angles in this game, and that's why Markova is so effective. High one, cross body from Van Rijk. Maybe that ball's not quite in the right spot. She's shaking her head, Van Rijk, and just in disappointment. Passes quick. Markova having to hit out of trouble again. And that is the beauty of having Markova on the left side. She can find the ball from absolutely anywhere. Chansu's got the outlet. She's hit it by the 3-meter line. But she struck it so good. Gazzetti on to Van Rijk. He said struggling this week with bronchitis. She came and did the live show with us in the build-up to this Final Four, and you can find that on European Volleyball YouTube. Markova again. Oh, someone's got in the front of it. It's Kurtic and Agonu. Markova's finally been stopped, but again, the first pass just isn't there at the moment. Passes in system. Defense is good. Volley's coming over from Ogonu. Ogonu now just sitting behind the block for the tip. That's exactly why she's there in those transition situations where hitting angles, as we said, is so tough. Milan look very organized. They've ridden out that early storm, and in turn, puts the ball away beautifully. Kazun has been great. Here we go, let's listen to Guidetti.
And in this rotation, you can receive, so we have the fight. Okay? Receive and we have the fight. We already said. Okay? And attention, in transition, we need to close linear. Yes. In transition, we need to close linear to everybody, okay? Alright, let's go, we are.
One side out, the call. Just got a bit rocky with the pass at the moment. Zeddy's obviously come into that right side. They'll still dish the ball a lot to Markova as the atmosphere just starting to spruce up in here a little bit. Ogonu started sprightly here in this game. Hasn't been a Champions League season where she's really dominated, but she certainly can. And Markova is under pressure with the Ogonu serve, and Ogonu is cooking. In this season, Ogonu 10 starts overall. She was MVP for VakifBank when they last won the Champions League. Now she's putting her opposition under the cosh here. Good set. Ogonu's getting more of the ball. That set's too tight from Oro, and almost Ogonu just gets herself right out of a fiddle. And VakifBank are in the same spot as we saw yesterday, just on the struggle bus, can't make anything work. Markova just caught drifting, but it's such a shrewd swing from Ogonu. Is that in or is it out? It's out of bounds, but the set was tight. She can't go full rip as she tips off the hands in the end. The ball was a good foot out. Markova needs a few serves here because VakifBank already are on the struggle bus. They've certainly come here and put a ton of effort in. Dumi with a beautiful pass. They're passing on two now and just allowing Dowderop to free up because Lavarini will know that VakifBank will go after certain players at certain times. But as far as they're not going after Dowderop a little bit more, they're obviously impressed with how she passed yesterday. She passed beautifully, but in this matchup last time, it was a struggle. Oh, over on two. Good cover from Bazzetti. He's just in, you'd think on the backcourt, well, Man Right will come back on the front. Timeout's taken from Guidetti. He's using all of his cards already. Oro goes over on two, and we saw that Ognjenovic scored 4 in a set against VakifBank yesterday, and that really wound Guidetti up.
And so we pay more attention to 5 eventually or 4. Ok? Fate attenzione sulla Franti che è diagonale.
So quick, we don't play there. Let's go. We are.
Dowderop following Ogonu. Ogonu serving, spiking so far, superb. Milano have looked solid. Ready as on comes Silla as it comes off for the front court. And it's just such a nice substitution to be able to bring on the best outside hitter in the Olympic Games, Miriam Silla, who just shows a lot of intensity in her actions all the time. Counter to the outside. Certainly been a bright spark so far. But that ball is out of rhythm a lot, so they're having the game forced through the outsides. But it means with Markova and Franti, they're hitting themselves out of system or from out of system position regularly enough. It's just whether Bazzetti's going to stay on the court on the front court, or Van Wijk comes back in, but who knows, it might be too late. Franti, a lot of the ball going to the outside at the moment. Zaragoza has got to get up and try and make a run here, but it's a free ball. Touch off the block on the way through. Zaragoza does make a run in the block, and Franti puts the ball away. The VakifBank fans are on their feet. VakifBank Istanbul are looking like they might just turn this around. More fire, more fights, more heart, more determination, and Zaragoza commits on Kurtic. Passes slightly off Agonu. In that situation, you have to take your hat off to Oro, who gives that ball enough width. And that was one thing that certainly didn't help Milano in this fixture in pool play earlier on in the season. It was in Pool C. The pass was just slightly off the net, and the setter was really struggling on that day. We might see Lamprini Constantino a little bit later on, but it wasn't her fault. The pass wasn't there. She struggled to find Agonu out of rhythm. But Franti, still no errors, but the ball's reloaded to the outside, and welcome to the game, Miriam Silla. 3 in the pass. Great serve, long angle, sorry. Kurtic beats Franti. And all the small things again going against Giovanni Guidetti's side. Oh, through the seam. Textbook serving from the young Serbian. Sublime in the long angle serve to the left of Franti. And then the next time she goes down the seam, mixing it up and causing confusion. Now, Pezzetti the target, serve deep. That's tight, block should be in the game. Was there a touch? No is the answer. And just as VakifBank were looking like they were going to fight back in this game, Milano are back on cruise control. Tight. Again, Kurtic, the middle playing and mopping up off the hands this time from Silla, who's just come on and has just been a 5th gear for this Milano side as they take the opening set 25-15. Really aggressive off the hands. And Milano, who suffered yesterday to Amoko for the 16th time in a row, have just taken the first set in commanding style. You have to say that VakifBank Istanbul actually better than yesterday in terms of some elements of their performance, but still not on full throttle at the moment. Let's see what set 2 provides for us. But Milano have been very impressive with all the big players playing as well as they possibly can at the moment.
Takımlardan imzalı voleybol topları sizlere ediliyor. Maskotumuz neyiniz? Görelim elleri.
The fans still singing. Maybe the youngest VakifBank fan in the crowd. You can certainly sense this place starting to build with the atmosphere. The fans still coming in here as we're expecting 8,000 or 9,000. What you can't see is that at the very top of this stadium, it's very busy. So there's maybe more people in here than you might initially think. Guinesh found some form in that set. Guidetti will probably be happy with aspects of that opening set. Probably going to want a little bit more out of the pass and the spikers as well. The pass still not been there, but it hasn't been there all weekend. Markova has had a good start to this game. Let's not say otherwise, but yesterday she was 10 from 29 hitting-wise. Still an improvement, but certainly it's been difficult at times for Markova, but let's not forget, still in her early 20s. Played in Indonesia last summer. This is a different level altogether, but she's there. Second set of the CV Champions League bronze medal match here from Istanbul. VakifBank trail Milano 1-0 after a poor performance yesterday. One where they didn't quite show up. It has been slightly better, but it's Helena Kazut, who was brilliant yesterday, who tips well and in the end earns the point for her team. VakifBank will have to stay aggressive throughout. Catch puts the ball in nicely. Markova on the pipe. Watch out, that's VakifBank playing the VakifBank way. Zeragunes a threat, but Denesi stays on Markova and they leave the middle alone. They know it's going to Markova, but it's one thing knowing that. It's another thing being able to stop her when she's in rhythm. Denesi plucked by Cansu Özbay. Oh, into the angle. There's a deflection off the shoulder. Franti has to get up. Frantic stuff as well from VakifBank. Another touch from Franti, but to no avail this time. A for effort, though, for VakifBank, and that's exactly the sort of effort they have to show. Wide, Markova, good cover, just underneath the arms or hands of Agonu. Agonu has to get off the net and then come through, so she hasn't got full power on that one because of the amount of work she's got to do. What a dig that is, and what a rally this is. Akadomi, unbelievable. Free ball Özbay, Markova puts a dent in the floor. VakifBank are back. The defensive hustle is there from both sides. Outrageous work, but in a free ball situation, Markova's going to get that ball and she is going to pummel it. Kadoni now back to being calm, and Agonu goes back to a first phase side out. That is the best possible response that you can have to losing a long rally. Ball goes in perfectly, dishing it out to Agonu. The ball's got good width. Gazzetti on the right side is proving to be working at the moment. Still no Van Bright. He's tried a few different things, Guidetti. Gazzetti just staying high. Straight approach for Gazzetti. Just have a camera on Giovanni Guidetti all day, couldn't you? Now Agoni's serving. She had a good run in the opening set. One off the net band, I catch passes off and straight, so it's a lot of pressure on Cansu. Markova somehow gets that ball back. Oro! Slammed up. A threat on two, Alessia Oro. Again, free ball situation. Cansu still running back to position. And again, we haven't seen Zhenshiyu really get amongst this game, either attacking-wise, but the pass hasn't quite been there, granted. But blocking the last couple of days, only one kill block yesterday, and just seems to not be fronting up quick enough. Markova back to serve after another point on the board. I mean, what a pass that is. The fast feet tracking that ball back to keep the shoulders behind the ball. The shoulders are relaxed, but the arms are quite tense and straight. And really, watching Japanese players play defense or pass is a thing of beauty. But Franti, that's a little bit of what they were missing yesterday, VakifBank. A little bit of BFE, big Franti energy. Straight pass again. It's another sort of play where you see Cansu Özbay under a lot of pressure. Bazzetti into the advertising board, but obviously there's stages of pressure in the pass. Cansu Özbay wasn't under massive pressure. The ball was still into a good aggressive zone, so the hitters would have the ball in front of them, which is good, but as soon as you're chasing to 3.5, that long line ball becomes the favourite to try and push the blocker or open the space between the two blockers. A bit more BFE out there as Franti is aggressive, but so is Milano, Agonu, Kazut. Valderop too strong at the moment. What a touch that is for Kazut. That's deflected off the middle, but she's into the floor, so she's stable. And then she sticks her hand out, doesn't let it past her. She has been absolutely superb these last couple of days. Service straight down the line. Now Valderop gets served. It's a great set from Oro. That's a difficult one. She had to almost pivot on that right foot and send it into the middle, and it earns a side out for them in a row, and that's where the setters earn their money. You serve straight down the line to position 1, you try and force the ball through position 4, but in this situation she did get a body around the ball and flip it to the middle, and almost that's the best we've seen from Kurcic. He then goes for that sliding ball deep to 5 and misses out on the party. Denese back on the front court. She was absolutely fabulous yesterday. She really did stick it to her former club of Moko the best that she could. She's a 2-time Serie A winner. Never won this Champions League. That was her 5th game this season yesterday in double figures, so it just shows how crucial she is in the middle for the Italian side. Markova, the 2 meters tall, gets down to the floor very quickly. Fukunomi gets the ball in, pipe from Valderop, looking to squeeze one in. I don't think Guidetti got hooked yesterday and got a colour of a card that matched his shirt. No complaints this time though. But she's been dug by Oro, tight again for Agonu. She has to go for the tip. Markova on the right side, takes it so comfortably. It's the same on the left as well. Good luck stopping that one. Franti certainly has brought something to this side today in terms of just getting after it, but at the same time, Woods has also been in that same frame of mind all weekend. Passes into a great zone. It really is good from Valderop, who's passed incredibly well the last 2 days, and that just opens the offense up. All 5 options available to the setter, and all of a sudden, Guidetti calls another one.
Serving like this, we have no chance. Everybody's serving easy, everybody. Not one that take one risk. You have to take risk. You can serve much better. You can take risk. Only one push. We need to push service. If not, it's very difficult. Already we have, in block, we are not super tall today. We need to find solution. Right. Hey, and then, when Jansu is in block, position 4, attacking here. They don't change the diagonal. Hey, they attack here with Jansu. Already 7 balls. I don't need to call timeout. Either. Yeah.
Service pressure is a great call from Guidetti. Serving 6 without any power is going to make it easy for the passes. And if we do pass from position 6, you pass well, the majority is that everything's going to open up. Valderop 6 points, Franti 4. Interesting. Valderop's quietly gone about her business. Jansu was bites tight. And again, Jansu's backcourt setter gets called for handover. Can't play the ball from above the net, over the net in that situation. 3 in the pass. Great pass from my catch as well. Jansu throws it to the outside mark of a hammering solidly, but what a dig that is from Oro. But Gunesh gets across on Agonu, who doesn't have a full approach on the ball. Great dig from Oro. Just reads the play, stays stable and relaxed. 2 up in the block. It's important on that right side that you do pinch in and you leave a little bit of line. The line is so difficult to access in those junk plays or those out of rhythm plays in the game into the angle. Still, there'll be no line available there for Buzzetti, that's for sure. Underneath the block this time, good cover. VakifBank certainly throwing bodies on the floor, but at the same time, it's not quite falling for them. Certainly, when brought into the game, has not let anybody down defensively the last 2 games. Buzzetti certainly made a difference. I'm not sure where he comes out. For their Shabiolu. So no setter on the court at the moment, trying to stop Valderop. They go to Agonu, and that's just the width that Agonu can really operate with. It's a little bit tight, but she can just stay fast. She's so high anyway. Even in that out of rhythm ball that's a bump set, you just don't see her not scoring in that situation. With that first ball being a little bit tighter to the net. Struggles a little bit more when the set is running towards 5 or 6. They're trying to work that ball into 3, but Shabiolu off the bench and doing the business. Afghanistan. We started 3 games this season where Nursby was out of the game with an injury. Markova. Guidetti, you can see him just applauding that from Markova, because he's seeing the behavior that he wants to see in terms of the increased service pressure. Great pass, Markova from the right side, off the hands. Shabiolu off the bench, and again without Van Wright. They're finding some solutions. A bit short-sighted on the right side, but that's okay. Keep turning the ball, making it difficult for the block. Shebishulu. Oh, what a serve that is. Very close. Too long, but on another day that drops in. Guidetti's going mad. I think you feel that you just want something to go Guidetti's way this weekend, because not a lot has. Little look from Oro, finds Agonu. She goes off pace into the sharp angle. Chadistan is there. It's a good defense. They'll have to go again. Does it go back to Agonu? Yes, it does. This time trying to squeeze one past the block. And just Defiance defensively stops one of the world's best and the sport's greatest on scoring. Tries to tweak that angle, and some really good defense from Chadistan, but she just slows her arm down there, Agonu. As soon as she slows the arm down, you can just cue the defender in a little bit. Out. And we are back to having no setter for the VakifBank. Julie's staying on to serve, and then you'd expect that she'll be replaced from Chancellor after this, but let's see. They do get a serve in now. VakifBank, hello. I've said it once, I've said it twice, maybe 10 times already this game, but this weekend she's been superb. You think, because of somebody that hasn't played every game, didn't expect her to start yesterday really, because she played yesterday. There's another big serve, and that's Alessia Oro doing Alessia Oro things that we saw yesterday. That was her first start in 6 Champions League matches yesterday, and she went and delivered the goods. She started both of the biggest games of the season. Oro, one of the best servers in the Champions League this season, right on cue, serves one underneath the net, and hopefully she can just laugh it off. That's a round of something of her choice later on. Franti. The service pressure now starting to pay off. VakifBank still 4 behind, 3 in the block, and Markova has the lion's share of the work to do there. She has to shift in 6 or 7 meters to help with the block, and that makes her the best option to try and tip off of the most difficult position to actually press with the hands. Pass is a bit fast. Numia catch, Markova out of rhythm. And again, Benazi's having a little look around saying, I pressed in the right position there. Markova's just too high. Let's have another look. Benazi knows it's going to the outside. Maybe gets beaten high, maybe just beaten off the left hand. That's a tight pass, too tight. Oh, VakifBank are not going to be penalised here. Lavrini's getting in the face. He wants the hand over. Here we go. Balls like this went against VakifBank yesterday. He's maybe saying that the ball was hit down into Oro. Oro didn't actually make that play. Oh, hold on. It's quite loud in here, and maybe the referees can't quite hear each other. Lavarini's told to go back, and the assistant coach is still having a crack on the side. Not very happy. Lavarini's still not happy, but the game has to continue. Balderop goes out the back. Is there a touch of a Markova? And hopefully now, oh, hold up. Out. And now there might be a challenge. Simone Lavarini not toys out the pram yet. Being told to calm down. And finally we get a challenge. How fun is this? We've got the crowd having a little boo. We've got Lavarini disappointed with that call against him and his team moments ago. Then Dauderop wants this touch, and that's not even in the same postcode of the hand of Markova. And from nowhere, hello Istanbul, the fans have woken up. And now it gets very interesting. Well, the fans are alert that for the first time Milano are under pressure.
Va bene, calma. Cinema per niente. Rimanete concentrate lì. Bene lì. Vai.
Serving straight down the line. This is a big phase of play for both sides, but Lavarini just put a blanket on the fire there, really. Put it out. And Milano come back out with a first ball side out, just at the right time, just when they need it the most. Service deep on Markova, having to work her way back into the game, but this is where she's so dangerous. Just in out of rhythm situations. Akoni's just gone as high as she can, and she's been touched by Markova. Out of system ball again, 3 up in the block. Defense now from Franti. Chansu flips it to the pin. Markova stopped this time. Kurtajic is there. 2 big points in a row. Great timeout from Lavarini. Milano got the momentum back here, and at the same time Gradetti said, okay, I'm going to have to get my troops in.
We attack, first tempo, they defense perfect on the set. We attack high ball on us, we don't defense 1 ball in 5. We didn't defend 1 ball in 5, we didn't defend. 1! I don't ask million, 1! And discover we have to do. Hide. We are!
Danesi, for me, had a brilliant Final 4, and it's a good serve. Again, looking to that left side, trying to take the front court receiver out. Back to the outside. Oro. From the right side, tight again from Agoni, but that matchup with Markova is insanely good at the moment, and it's VakifBank and Markova that win that battle. VakifBank Istanbul is certainly getting better here. Genshinyu makes the most of the free lunch ticket that she just received. Markova trying to take her out the offense, bring her in the tip, through the pipe. The blockers are fully aware of the situation. Markova under pressure, pipe becomes a big option there. Franti tries to take it. Stays aggressive. Renetti can't be too worried. Franti certainly has taken and kept the hammer out. Chansu. Passes money. And it allows Jansu just to go over with the second ball attack again. That will keep the middle blocker on the opposite side just watching through the net. Understanding there are at least 4 options. 5 with Pizzetti on the back. And gone stopped. Domi is in a great place. What a play that is. The cover to turn, watch it over the shoulder. Play relaxed. Just when VakifBank Istanbul start pushing, Milano push back. And that's exactly what this sport's about. You can't just roll over. Silla comes in again. And you have to say, the outsides haven't been a problem for Milano. This competition, Chancellor tries to go there again. 4 touches, maybe. Was there a touch of Kurtic? Who knows? At that point, Vero Volley Milano to go up 2 sets to 0. 24-19. Doesn't feel like a 24-19 set at the moment. Kadomi is there again. She's passed superbly well. The Japanese lib. Is that in? The referee says yes. And it's Milano that take a 2-0 lead here in Istanbul for a Champions League bronze medal. They've been more consistent. Yes, they were put under the cosh a little bit in that set. And that is a swing of perfection. From a vulnerable position, one would say, offensively, in that last point. But 15 and 19 are the scores so far. VakifBank Istanbul, for me, are playing better than they played yesterday. Milan are just in this game, and they're there as well, bringing everything they can. Fans are on their feet because it's free volleyball time. Good catch, sir. Denesi, Oro, big players in this team who took a 2nd place in the Italian league. Currently up against the Turkish champions. VakifBank struggling this entire weekend against the top 3 teams in Italy. But there's still time for them to turn this one around. Van Rijk struggling with illness this week. They've had to put their outsides on the right side, which means they are undersized on the front court. But you have to say they have improved today after that loss yesterday to Scandici. Louder up again, someone who's been a silent assassin. Guidetti asked for more service pressure from his team. That sort of worked. They missed a few, but with aggression must come patience in this game. But hopefully, VakifBank will be able to salvage a set or 2, or maybe take us to 5. The band has started. The crowd is certainly in now. It's a lovely atmosphere for this Champions League Final 4 game where Amoco Conegliano take on Scandici in their first ever Champions League final later on 7 o'clock local time, just over 2 hours. Van Rijk at the moment, who's just sat on the bench. The youngsters crack me up every time. Maybe the future of VakifBank Istanbul there in your picture. Well, some comparisons, Oro and Özbay, more errors to do. You feel that Oro's had a little bit better of a pass distribution to deal with. Agonu. Low hitting efficiency yesterday, but at the same time has been very effective. Back towards the libero here for VakifBank. There has been a change in libero, and in comes Ajar, number 16. But eye-catching. Statistically, she's had a fabulous Champions League, the best passer coming into this, and it's not like she's only played in fits and spurts, really. She's had 3 starts and played in 4 games overall, but her passing percentage has been at 64, 60, 63 efficiency. Frankie's there, Nigel gets after it. So certainly somebody that can come on and help this cause for VakifBank, but at the moment, Foot is again playing very smart, tipping, then a faster ball, a longer ball, she's hitting through the seam. Tip this time from Zaragunes, who's started this game nicely but gone quite quiet. Struggled yesterday as well. That's a very good wrist away swing. Markova can pull that one from anywhere and silk through the middle. The connection between her and Oro is on the money, isn't it? Tip over the top and the libero's put to floor again. But to run that play again is smart with Danesi in the middle, Dowder up on the wing. Blockers are really going to be looking at the big players there, shifting across, making sure that Danesi's taken, Dowderop's taken, and then Oro will go to Kazud as an option instead as Timajulu is playing on the right side. Still no Van Rijk, still no Bazzetti now. Looking like a completely different team that started yesterday with Christian Chinyu, Özbay, Markova. 4 of the 7 still out there. Just have to think on his feet. Markova tipped over the top this time from Agonu. And it's a good decision with Zeragunes not having been liberoed off yet. Markova in the shank tank. Out the back, off the arms. And Denesi proving her worth once again. She's had an incredible tournament. Denesi, when she has played, always in double figures, and Denesi certainly helps her contribution today. Free ball to position 1, trying to put pressure on the setter and the opposite. Shemshulu stays fast offensively. Yes, they're missing their big cannon, Van Rijk, but running with the middle in that free ball and committing. Kurdic. Gets the ball back, big swing. Ajar is there. Kurdic beaten, but look at them with a real good high defensive ball. Gives height, gives time for the spikers to get out to their positions. Okadomi's there again, the Japanese libero, putting in a great shift. Tip deep from Agonu. Marvellous stuff from both teams. Off the antenna in the end. Okadomi, just her 3rd start in the Champions League this season, having started yesterday and today. 1 start before this Final 4 in Istanbul. Agonu tries to hit the leather of that one again. Not overly delighted, but at the same time, you have to be aggressive behind the service line. Guidetti's already had a whinge about that for his team. Markova. And the aggressive serving isn't quite working for VakifBank early on in this 3rd set. They're going to have to fire up the furnace somehow. That sort of sums up their entire weekend, but they have managed to get things moving. It's not quite been... But that's a good pass into position 3. Zulu is there, and she's somebody who can make a real difference. She's highly involved with Santarelli's Turkish team, formerly led by Guidetti through the middle. It's fast. It's furious stuff. Chinyu gets across really well and just slows the game down. But then off the ball, she's so quick. It's a wider set, puts pressure on the block, and she can stay high and hammer off the top of it. Tough job being a middle blocker in this sport. Short. Back to the middle. Gunesh still can't find the floor. It looks like Milano are really looking after position 5 with Gunesh and trying to make her swing back cross body. A little bit tense in the arms eventually from Kazut. Branty fires up, and it's easy when that ball comes with some power on it. Easy just to tense up a little bit. Giovanni, there you go. That's the Giovanni Guidetti we all know and love. Position 1, trying to force the ball to the outside. It makes it so difficult. And we've seen it before that Oro loves trying to use the middle from that serve to position 1, but that's not easy. She can't find Kurdic from there. Timeout. Lavarini is calling the timeouts early. He's trying to sit VakifBank down before they get ahead of themselves.
You can play from a free ball. It's easy, you call and we play. Tieni a 1 adesso, così almeno rimane lì e hai tutte le uscite buone, che la Francia sta anche a prendere anticipo. Vai, andiamo.
Questo momento.
7-6. At the back, and that's another miss-serve. But Guidetti still having a clap. And rightfully so. They are missing their fair share of serves, but look at the scores. They're trading, and if they stay patient, a few of these serves will certainly go in. Service to the left-hand side of Markovic. He's getting quite a lot of the ball now. Franti, he struggled to hit the cross-court in a ball that comes from behind you on that left side. Franti struggling to find the sideline, runs out of room, and that's a break for Milano. And again, a Milano timeout helps their cause. 2 in a row since the timeout. 2 errors from VakifBank since that timeout as well. High ball to the outside, 2 up in the block, no angles for Franti there. Lining up in 6 very nicely. You can just see that where she's facing here, Franti, trying to get to the ball, that's where the blockers try and get in front of, and there's nowhere else for her really to go. Markova passing fast. Özbay can't do much about it. Lavarini's not a happy bunny. Jansu stays smart, but Guidetti will know that that pass isn't in the right area. It's not got the right shape, the right tempo. So there's still cause for him to have some concern. Nice pass. It's very difficult to pass over that left shoulder and get that to 2.5, but it's a good effort from Brazil. Pushed over from Oro. Danesi turns it to position 1. Milano are back on top here. Aja just overpassing. Got dealt with. Arjan now putting the ball in. Markova on the pipe. Danesi gets one. That's the first time that Markova's been stopped through the pipe on that wrist away. Almost every time she loves to swing away from the body. Danesi is very wide in that angle. There's not many people in the world that she would set up that
so
wide on
in
the pipe.
Good job in block. Then again, if we are not attention, the easy thing, so that the difficult thing we are doing, the easy thing, one set inside antenna, transition, not in 3, not in position 3. And then if we have Danesi in the setter, we will miss it. We will attack out on setter, not on Danesi, out on setter. Okay? Derrière receive, we have a fight. Sa, let's go, we are.
Danesi, more efficiency, more points as well, and probably a little bit more service, you'd say, because Julian misses out. Another timeout coming out in another error. Just been a bit like that over the last couple of days. Big cross-body swing, blocks leaving the line, but when you're coming and looking into the angle, the control you need in the arm is out there to send that accurately to its target. A couple of quick errors both sides. Franti. Another miss from VakifBank, and Eventually one of them's got to drop, surely. So many missed serves, but Guidetti asked for more service pressure. I think that was completely the right call. But in turn, they've missed so many. Service bullet, but that's out the back as well. Can somebody please get a serve in? Errors were a big problem for VakifBank yesterday. Agonu loves hitting that sharp angle, and Chansu, so cool, calm and collective out there. Julu puts the ball away to the line. Chansu Osbe has just plucked Agonu. Makes it look easy. I assure you it's not. Like eyebrow hair. And VakifBank have got 2 in a row. Now they're rocking, now they're rolling. Dowderop stopped. Are we going to see a little bit of pressure on the shoulders of Milano? Short ball. This is the rotation that really hurt, because you can take Dowderop out of the pass by moving her short. Her rhythm is really affected offensively, and then it's difficult to also get that service to Agonu at the same time. So you're taking the position 4 out, and you're also working at taking Agonu out. It's exactly what they're trying to do again. That's a good pass till the 2.5, and then the French captain comes through the pipe, and you don't have to worry about Agonu or Dowderop. And I think every Milan player is saying, great swing, thanks for getting us out of that one. Goes up showing position 5 and then rips it back. The light show almost just started at the beginning of the point. Julu looking to go block, but it's blocked out. Hello, VakifBank. Short ball again, Dowderop. Very good tactic this from VakifBank. She's out of rhythm, so she has to go with the tip. She's got no cross-court angles, so Markova's just sitting inside, waiting for that tip. That's straight out the textbook from Guidetti and VakifBank. It's exactly what they were doing to Dowderop here in Istanbul a couple of months ago. Well, just to give you some insight, Dowderop in Istanbul scored 9 points, got served 30 times, was 7 from 20 offensively, got served a lot. She hasn't served that much today, but they are going on her a bit more, VakifBank, because there's another block. It's out of system. Markova. They're getting across on her. Kurtic must be incredibly high. Look at Omi, that's into a great spot. Agonu wants the touch, gets the touch of Jansu, which maybe is a little bit fortunate because that one was flying like a rocket. Agonu really open with that arm, and that's how she gets the powers off of Markov, actually, my mistake. Aja, Kurtic, struggle putting the ball on the floor this weekend. Gets one this time, hang on a moment. Referees change the decision. Everything's okay again. The world can rotate once more. Passes wide. Chansu Özbay. VakifBank are rocking and rolling again here. pass is great from Gazoo. High hands in the block. It's a rare block for Jansu. Now replaced for Silla. Markova. Silla's had to come off the bench. The first pass is tight for VakifBank. Franti, Guidetti, all finding their way here. It's been a tough couple of days for Giovanni Guidetti. It really has. And for his VakifBank side, but there's something to smile about now. Franti, her energy has been superb. Silla. VakifBank. Where has this VakifBank been the whole time? Playing with aggression. The shackles are off for VakifBank Istanbul. Aja just has to play safe into the 10, but Gebijulu's power, her fast feet to the ball, and the speed of the arm is on the money. Guidetti laughing, smiling. Milano under a bit of pressure now.
Entrano in battuta aggressivi, possiamo anche tenerla un pochettino perché abbiamo l'alzatore davanti, quello dobbiamo poterlo usare, ok? E aspettatevi la difesa, uniamo bene i muri sulle situazioni di pallare.
Milano, luckily, have been pretty good at the back end of timeouts so far in this game. Last chance saloon though for VakifBank Istanbul, and they've taken it. You have to say that Franti has certainly been there today. Didn't start yesterday, got the nod today, and she's completely earned her spot on the outside with Markova. They've kept two really attacking orientated outsides on, and that's a great serve from Markova. The service pressure has gone up, and that's a couple of digs now from Markova that's really working. And Gebijulu has just been absolutely stuffed from Silla. Again, leaving a lot of the line. The line is so difficult to reach there. Look at the gentleman in the background. Head in hands. Well, here comes the double substitution that we've seen plenty of times this year. Is Agonu out. This keeps three front court hitters in for Milano. The Greek international Trini Stanativu, 28 years old, is a bit out of rotation. Center's actually at 6, Silla's at 1, and then Schmeck comes in. And listen to the boos. Not easy to come to Turkey. Maybe the boos are enough just to get into Silla's head. Long angle serve out the back. And this is volleyball, I think, at this level at times. We haven't seen VakifBank Istanbul make this many service errors in one set over the past 2 days. But at the same time, they're 2 points up because they are finding pockets of pressure from the service line. Jansu to the outside. High off the hands, Franti. Have a look at Zara Guinesh, just rejoicing, head looking upwards, arms up in the air as well. They've kicked into gear here, the Turkish outfit. Against a team with 4 Olympic gold medalists in their side from the Italian win in Paris. Guillaume's in. That first ball's just brought off the net a little bit, but Schmeck is very good, but getting down again. Chansu Özbey has made 2 or 3 touches. There's a touch off the block of Denesi. or was there a touch off of the block of Danesi? There's going to be a challenge straight away because Danesi played on as if nothing had happened. As if nothing had happened at all. Was there a touch? VakifBank have just certainly made something of this game. No block touch. Opens this game up again, the difference just 2. Agonu comes back in, the double substitution reversed. Alessio Oro comes back in as well. Continue. And Trent leaving us for the time being. Ajar with a great pass, Markova. We've seen a hit to position 5. Now we see a hit to position 1. Just mixing up the angles on that pipe attack. VakifBank have been much better value in this third set, and they might just be rewarded. We're an hour away from the warm-up and the build-up for Champions League final, but this could easily go the whole way. But Kazut, who's just been so aggressive over the last couple of days. So impressed. He served on that long angle, which is lucky. If you get out early enough on it, it sort of sends the ball perfectly into 2.5. Mark for the target. She's under pressure, but she's a bailout player. Kudomi's there underneath it. Chance for Silla. Quick in transition. Is there a touch? Challenge coming from Silla. She's sure there's a touch. If there is, VakifBank Istanbul certainly don't want to admit it, not at this stage. The fast play and transition from Oro to Silla certainly lent itself to staying fast off the hand. It's just whether Silla nailed the target or not. And if not, VakifBank favourites. Or anywhere but there. So close on the way through. It's maybe a little bit of the risk you have playing that fast in transition. A bit high risk, but these players are certainly capable of that. To the middle, Danesi, said it once, we'll say it again, she has been superb this weekend. Jeremy, again, brilliantly tracking that ball backwards, keeping space underneath her arms, and fantastic pass. Markova again getting that ball in. VakifBank is certainly there at the moment, but creeping up defensively because a chance for Agonu. They need this. Touch this time. Yes, this time in the touch of Markova. Oh, hold on. They're saying no touch, and also some of the staff from VakifBank were just behind that previous camera shot, and they were also sure that there was no touch. And they've got a much better view of it than I have here in the commentary box, or what we had on that main wide shot screen. Was there a touch? I don't think there is. Wow, no touch. 2 in a row. Agonu, Silla, both go heavy, both go aggressive, both miss out on the hands. VakifBank Istanbul haven't won a set this weekend so far. They've lost 5 in a row, but they have set point here. No mistake from Silla this time. The work off the ball is quick. Her step closes super quick, and she is hammering into the angle. Absolutely hammering. Second set point. VakifBank. Wow. Guidetti fuming. The difference is just 1 now. Timeout from Guidetti. Maybe everything was just a bit too quick there. Timeout is being called. Guidetti is giving it the old YMCA, trying to get the attention of the first referee.
Check the approach. Maybe she can go again. Not super high.
Interesting how he can be so animated and then just calm himself down to communicate.
Let's go.
You lose 8 points coming off the bench. She made a real big impact from that right side. Pizzetti was the first point of call, but anyway. VakifBank Istanbul, their third set point. Another big serve from Agonu. Agonu with the defense. She is certainly coming up trumps at the odds against her. Silla tries to get her feet to the ball, but fires wide. VakifBank Istanbul have won their first set of this Champions League Final Four. The fans are on their feet for their team as we head towards a 4th set. 25-23, Milano got their way back into it, but I'd say too many errors at the end. The swing from Agonu, yes, she served great. The swing from Agonu that missed hands. A couple of swings out from Silla that missed hands and in the end missed the court. 3 hitting errors at the back end of that set. VakifBank certainly rewarded for upping their service pressure. Yes, they missed a few on the way through as well. Great view of this court, the spider cam. At the same time, Guidetti still giving it stacks in there. And rightfully so, he's never given up. And he's starting to squeeze a little bit more juice from this VakifBank lemon. Turkish champions. Can be proud of the way that they've battled. All too much for some others, though. Not entertained by the action here in Istanbul. Maybe Milano thought they had it won. Maybe they've just taken their eye off the ball a little bit. You expect Nimishulu to be back in that opposite position as we look at the comparison with Silla. She's certainly been on a lot longer than Silla, but I think less aces as well. I know that she got absolutely roofed at one stage, but she's brought enough aggression to that right side. Probably a little bit more aggression than we saw from Vazetti, and Van Rijk just struggling with health, bronchitis, and with overall energy levels and form levels this weekend. She's probably not coming back in. But she'll be here again, that's for sure. So the fourth set of the bronze medal match here at the CV Champions League. Bronze medals on the line. Super busy here now. Yes, there's a few seats still untaken, but 3 tiers here, and the top tier is very, very busy. Milano will be looking to push from the off here, and Oro setter just starting with the service will be a big threat to the passing unit. Julu is in. It's Markova that's out the pass at the moment, so they're just shifting around depending on who's on the front court and who's where. Frankie's at 2, Julu pinches in to help from the outside. Oro again doing bits from the baseline at the right time. Ajar stays in. So still no eye catch for VakifBank on the front court receiver. Julu, she's going to get it back, and again, big aggressive swing. She gets up so high, and the beautiful thing about that is she's so aggressive with her approach. The ball gets a little bit behind her. All of a sudden, the timing is slightly out because of that for Agonu. She's beaten. It's a smart play. Julu certainly made a difference coming in fast. Kazort is just unbeatable at the moment. This is exactly the response from Navarini that he would have desperately wanted. Just come out, firing on all cylinders, put the opposition under the cosh a bit. VakifBank certainly have proven that they can up their level. Well, you think that in previous appearances they've still got a few more levels to work through to get to their very best. Great pass. Look at Domi again. There's just everything today that's been deep on her. She's opened up, fast feet. She's kept everything behind her. Look, her feet are moving sort of backwards, sideways, on a diagonal. She's tracking everything so nicely. It's really not an easy thing to do, to keep passing those deep balls underarm. Good cover for VakifBank. Navarini is calling a little bit for calm, one would think. Agonu doesn't do much calm. She goes through the block. And Julu again underneath the ball, twice in a row. Last time she went with the tip, now she goes with the hammer, and she goes out the side. Markova, serve to the inside. That's the serve that they want to create, Milan, on these front court receivers, but the block is there. They give themselves a chance in transition, but it's a monster block. And Xinyu gets across. And that one block yesterday for the Chinese international gets across here. She seals everything out again. Transition, not as many angles to swing on for Dowderop. High from Agonu. She almost has to lean on that one to open it up to the line. But she's so high that you'll lose height as soon as you start leaning in the air. crunches it off body. It's a great rip. Thing of absolute beauty. Get the pass into a good zone. Markova! Wowza! Agoni brings the heater. And then Markova does exactly the same. Back to serve, formerly of Navarra. The service pressure from VakifBank starting to put Milan under the pressure that Giovanni Guidetti envisaged. Markova, 7th start in the Champions League. She started this season on the bench, came off the bench and scored 20 points in that first game, and also passed at 68% in reception. And since then, she hasn't been stopped or dropped in this competition till yesterday. Better again from VakifBank. Gensin. And look at Guidetti. He says finally he's seeing the promise from his side that he believes in having that chat with him yesterday outside. Always about trying to up the level today. Would have been disappointed with that performance, but again, he said that young team, and they weren't at the level, and he was absolutely fine and accepted where VakifBank are currently at. But they're pushing for their level now. Milano failed to win last time they came to Turkey and play against VakifBank. They'd be much better today, and having Oro in also gives a lot more stability, but all of a sudden their backs are a bit against the wall. Markova hits 5, hits 1 through the pipe. Since getting stopped on the pipe, getting towards position 5, she's opened up the other way, and there's a big gap. You can see Kurtijic protecting position 5. Oro's trying to leave Franti and help with the pipe, but there's no way that she can get across quick enough. Kadoni's there. VakifBank Istanbul take the lead in the 4th. Three in the pass. Dowderop, probably the target to the line. Guidetti. He's got to be happy that the service pressure that he asked for is coming, and it is certainly paying off in lots of ways. Raja puts the ball in a very good position. Great adaptation from Dowderop, just to sort of swing and get in line with that one. But that was a perfect pass from Raja, fast enough. You see the middle really having to track and commit. And that left Gunesh open. A couple of overpasses from Raja so far, but overall, she certainly has made a difference coming off the bench for the service reception. Danesi, a middle for a middle, an eye for an eye. The outside should open up a little bit now with the one-on-ones if the pass can get into a good spot. Dowderop again is on the money. This time it's Oro's turn to serve and to miss. That's a strange one. We saw a miss underneath the net earlier on, didn't we? But Milan having to really focus. Agoni's got a lot of work to do, and it's a bump set across to Agoni. It's a brilliant swing. Great set, I think, from Danesi. Agonu just staying high and chewing off hands. Players will be on holiday after this game, that's for sure, with both teams' domestic seasons done and dusted. On the front court receiver again, and Markova shifted across, taking position 6 is Kazut. Tip over the top from Dauderop. VakifBank have the momentum here. Agonu, of course it goes to Agonu. That's wide, but potentially not quite high enough. Gunesh, Markova, double teaming. Paola Agonu, let's have a look here. Where's the commitment? There is no commitment from the middle on Denesi. She gives up the middle, Gunesh, and gets across. Judicic just not quite aware that it's her rotation to come in. Two things with that. She was late coming on, but shows that happens at all levels of volleyball for the middles. Also shows that she is still just 20 years old and can drop out maybe in some concentration at times. Not much older than that, and still drop out of concentration a lot of times. Back set, working away from the body. Dauderop serves short again, but she's looked after that first pass very nicely. As we spoke about earlier, she serves short there to affect the rhythm of her spike as well, and she has got after that one and she struggled with the rhythm, caught underneath the ball, sends it out the back.
Guarda attenzione, Cas, sulla loro battuta, quella lì della Markova nel conflitto, che è scesa così, è difficile, va bene che ci sei per provare a chiamarla. Non smettere di muovere i piedi, anche sulle battute degli altri, vai a cercare questa palla con i piedi. Ragazzi, se noi però gli permettiamo a questa linea di ricezione di giocare con la palla in mano diventa difficile. Bisogna che gli diamo un po' più di fastidio su queste situazioni qua.
Macy, 11 points. Done 6. I think all the middles have certainly played well. Denesi, as we've said millions of times, been brilliant this weekend. Agonu can only continue to play. Big chance for Markova, tips over the top. She's just slowed down and maybe showed it to Oro, who makes the read, goes to floor, but at the same time is not quite quick enough. That is good enough, isn't it? Someone's got to react on that second ball. Markova giving VakifBank a 3-point lead. Herman coming into the middle. This is the first we've seen from Belgium International over this weekend. She'll be coming in trying to get the ball early on. Markova. Oh, what a start. Herman and Agonu team up for a block. Great substitution. Let's have a look. Out of rhythm play. Had to go to Markova. That gave the green light for Herman to get across. Double up on the outside. Agonu getting booed. Ijo overpass. Massive opportunity to bring it back to 1. Agonu goes soft and slow into the angle. That brings the defense into the game a lot more. Quick to the outside, fast off the hands. Jansu Erzbai goes over on 2. We've seen that a few times. Touch off the block to Dauderop, who puts it away. We are back to 1. What a rally again here. Second ball seen. Herman does a real good job of just getting a touch on that and slowing the game down for the defense. Jebejulu beaten. Agonu out the back this time. Still, the left arm is a little bit slower from Agonu at times than we've seen in yesteryear. Markover. Coming very good in this game. But another miss serve. And you just think the likes of Markover, Van Rijk, this is the first real big weekend Champions League does hit differently. Chases on, Chatsu. Get up. Franti's been a very good addition to the side today. Fast arm. Zula's had a very good weekend as well. And I like this game right now because both teams are bringing it. Aggressive, getting after their swings, both pushing each other in every area. That's what we've been waiting for this weekend from VakifBank. We know what they're capable of. Winning this league here in Turkey is not an easy thing to do. Ajar is just passing slightly off the net. She's frustrated. Franti shut down. Herman has come off the bench and made a real impact here. Best score in the Turkish league in 2023.
Don't forget 5 in exclamation.
Belgium international is cooking.
Enough. Attack straight and low against me. The blocker. Enough. Attack out one short diagonal. I'm okay. Attack out one linear block out. I'm okay. Oh, Danesi 7 block. US block. Oro didn't make 1 block. Egolo didn't make 1 block. Let's try this one time. Haydi. Yeah.
Well, Herman come off the bench last year for Milano in the 5th set, scored 5 points. She's come off the bench in the 4th set this year, played for Extraclasi in the Champions League final. Straight into the middle and instead making a real difference. Dowder now 1 in front, Milano, another overpass. And Oro just loves feasting on the ball. Can move, adapt, and her arm is incredibly quick. Mazzetti's come back in. We haven't seen her for a couple of sets. Julie has had a very good game coming off the bench. We know that, but just a bit of a change of dynamic. It's a chance of us by just having a chat to the passing unit. He's taking that ball very late, but doing a good job of opening up in it, like we said about Fukadomi this whole game. High off the hands, Franti. Milano is saying no touch. Franti is saying yes, there was a touch. This is tough. Remember, VakifBank were leading just about 2 minutes or so ago. Franti just dragging that ball probably a little bit more than she would have liked, looking for that outside hand. It's a close one. I'm not really saying no. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Alessio Oro says no touch, don't touch. And the video replay said something a little bit different. Zara getting the cover. She's made a few outrageously good covers in this game. She's put in such a better shift than we've seen, or than we saw in that game between these two teams here in Istanbul. Danesi's back on the Japanese. Vero is off for the time being. Belgium middle. Herman is back to serve. Conversations between Jansu and the second referee. Serve this time from Herman. Romy comes back in at position 1. Front court receiver is Kazuba. She's not being given Leaps the ball. She's given the ball now as a front court receiver. It's very difficult to get the ball to Agonu from that situation, but free net for Kazuba in the end. Let's have another look here. Eddie on the front court, decides to jump with the middle and leave the outside alone. You won't get an easier kill than that, Elena, here this weekend. Great passing all the same. 2-point game, Milano. Ajar passing off again. It's a long angle serve to position 1. It's always a difficult one to cut off early and get into position 3. That's a tip over the top of Gonu. Almost a jumbo over the top of Ajar, and Ajar gets a disappointed look from Guidetti, almost to say, what is going on here? She's slow getting across to that base position, and she gets caught moving forwards. You can see, initially sees the tip and decides to move forwards, gets done deep.
Nobody's them is pushing anymore in serve. We just here at the last moment, one escape, another escape, decide to take the ball in the middle, and this one go. Cut, take out court. I don't take the rest, you take the ball in front. And you decide to inside out. Haydi. Yeah.
Milano by 3, they were trailing moments ago, are just sort of gone, and she's slow getting to position defensively again, and that's why she got beaten last time. The confidence drops and the movement gets slower, and you can't really afford that in this game. High on Franti, and you think now that it might just be game over here. Zetti done exactly what she was meant to do. The tables have turned though in the time that she's been on. Chance for Markova. I mean, that's gone over. That's a great dig. Now she has to shuffle around again. Franti looking for a touch. No touch this time. No challenge either. Great dig, just getting the shoulders forward and getting the platform on the ball. The Japanese Americans really had a good game today. Impressive yesterday as well against the Moko. Straight down the line. Great pass really from Debajulu. But there, the block of Milano raining down a little bit more pain. They're 2 away from taking bronze here. Deservedly so. VakifBank found a little bit of fire at the end of the previous set and the start of this one, but it's also been a tough weekend for them. Is there one more big push with Eti and VakifBank here? He's had a lovely weekend. She's going to get the ball back here as she passes straight and high, and Oro just gives some stability with the set. French captain's been insanely good again today. Priscilla and Dauderot spoiled for riches, not really, but certainly given the consistency needed. Match point, Vero Volley Milano to win the bronze medal of the CV Champions League 2025. Both teams were in Pool C, but it's going to be Milano that take the bronze and bounce back from defeat to Amoko yesterday to take 3rd place in the CV Champions League Volley 2025. A superb performance from Stefano Lavarini and his team. They will leave with some hardware to take back with them, and they can be incredibly proud of the way they started and finished this game. For VakifBank Istanbul, it's more disappointment. They were below par yesterday against Scandici, and although an improved performance today without Kira van Rijk, who's been struggling with bronchitis this week, They certainly did put in a better shift, but it wasn't enough to stop Paolo Agonu and this Milano side. It's another bronze medal for that man, Stefano Lavarini, who's been eliminated in all 4 of his semi-finals over the past 5 years. It's his first bronze medal as a coach. Scandici versus Amoko will take place later on, but the bronze medal match has finished here, and it's Milano 3, Istanbul, VakifBank Istanbul, 1, and VakifBank back-to-back losses in this Final 4. Paolo Agonu much improved today. Around 30% hitting efficiency yesterday. Today, getting a lot of the ball, and here, probably a little bit of a loose one to give up from VakifBank Istanbul in the right angles, but couldn't quite press. But in turn, now Milano can celebrate. After finishing second last year, they take the bronze this year, and they are celebrating down there. All 3 outsides embracing. Embrace between the captain, Alessio Oro, Jelin the libero, who unfortunately hasn't played much at all this weekend due to the very, very good form of Japanese libero. The bronze medal winner of this Champions League, Vero Volley, Milano, and deservedly so as well. Well, we're just waiting for an interview courtside. But 3-1, the statistics, 5 aces to 0. VakifBank certainly did up their service pressure. 54 points overall to 38. Shows you a lot of how one-sided this game still wasn't. 8 blocks to 4 tells you a lot also. Difficult one to take.
Paola, congratulations for this bronze medal. What does it mean for you and for Vero Volley?
It's a really important medal. I mean, this year was really hard, but if I go and look all the progress and all the steps we did, of course we're sad for the match of yesterday, but we're really proud that we could take home a medal and finish the year with a win.
Is it motivating for you and for the next season to finish the season with a win?
Absolutely, yes. I think this club is really growing, and there are certain things we need to learn how to adjust better and create a better team and being able to play like a team.
Will we see you again in the Final 4 next season?
I hope so. That's the goal. Bye.
Well, great to hear from Paola Agonu here in Istanbul. Brilliant today once again, and interesting comments saying that they're learning some things and how to play really as a team. They certainly pushed back this weekend, and for Giovanni Guidetti, he's walking off the court looking a little bit down about that one, but I'm sure he will realize again that his team were beaten by the better team today. VakifBank Istanbul still have some lessons to learn, but they have the right man to teach them. They have to settle for 4th place today. No bounce back for Guidetti, but a brilliant performance from Milano after yesterday's loss to Amoko. VakifBank went down to Scandici. That will be the game to keep an eye on later on. The Champions League final is coming our way from Istanbul, with the first ball being served in 1 hour. Amoko looking to go back-to-back. Scandici in their first ever Final 4 of the CEV Champions League. Lavarini takes his first bronze medal as a coach. Milano back-to-back podiums in the Champions League. They take 3rd place, and we are going to leave you with some highlights of this bronze medal match. We will see you in just over half an hour's time for the Champions League.